So when we talk about the trees, they provide what is God's to give. It's a tree of life and a tree of wisdom. You know, knowledge of good and evil, fine. When we look at that in the rest of Scripture, it pertains to wisdom. And Eve herself says, it's desirable to make one wise. So we've got a life tree and a wisdom tree. Life tree they can eat from, wisdom tree they can't. Not because wisdom is bad. God is the source of life and order. Where did order come from here? Here it is. Wisdom is a pathway to order.
Oh, wisdom is a pathway.
That's what it is. Wisdom is the pathway to order. Okay? God has already established order. He wants them to help him, right? Because the garden is ordered. Outside the garden? No, that's not ordered. When God drives them outside the garden, it's to a less ordered place. Okay? The sea is still there. That's non-order. Darkness is still there. That's non-order. They won't be there in new creation. Read Revelation 21. Okay, so the non-order is still there, but God brought optimal order with the idea that people would help him continue to bring order. They would need wisdom for that, because wisdom is a pathway to order, but wisdom isn't something that can be seized, it must be taught. So the idea would be that God would mentor them in wisdom so that they could take up the role that he has given them. So he's not withholding something because he's selfish. He's not withholding something by and therefore saying it's bad. He's withholding it because it has to be done in a controlled way, not a controlling way, a controlled way, so that they can bring his order. So, relationship with God is the beginning of wisdom, right? Wisdom is the path to order. Relationship with God is necessary for order to actually come about. If you do it your own way, violence everywhere. Yep. Rather than magical trees in a garden paradise, think of the presence of God on earth and what relationship with him makes available.
Amen.
Okay, so the wisdom tree, when you eat from it, you'll be doomed to die. Translation's important here. Some of your translations would be, in the day you eat from it, which makes it sound like you got 24 hours, pal, and you're gone. You know, before the sun sets, you're going to drop. No? It does say in the day, but in Hebrew that's an expression for when. It's just a temporal expression. So when you eat from it, and it's not you will surely die, meaning you'll keel over before you can even swallow it. Not you will surely die. You will be doomed to die, which is, of course, exactly what happened. When God drives them out of the garden, they no longer have access to the tree of life, and therefore, doomed to die. So be careful about translation there, because some people more skeptical say, oh, so I get it. The serpent was right and God lied. They didn't die right away. The serpent was right. Now, don't do that. Let's translate the text correctly to begin with. Okay?
I really like, one quick comment, I really like that you're calling it the tree of wisdom and not good and evil, because we, in our cultural river, we always think, oh, that's good or bad or evil or bad, but really in the big scheme of things, if you look at the picture, it's all wisdom.
Exactly. And that moves us again from the moral terminology and categories to the order terminology and categories.
That's good.
Excellent. Okay?